So I just want to share. So I was with my twin flame yesterday. We always have just such a blast. We always just have such a good time when we're together. Even when, even when it's painful, it's still, um, no pain. Okay, no, there was no pain. Yesterday, it was just pure fun. It was just pure fun. And I actually talked him into it. He's so funny and he's so cute. And I actually talked him into it. So I had a couple of rough days and I really wanted to see him. So I called him. Well, we've been going back and forth. It's so much fun to have that back and forth. And really it's just being authentic. Um, so 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 I've been having a couple of really tough days and we were going back and forth and in the morning I called him. Well, I didn't call him. I sent him a text message, like a voice message where I was crying about all the things I'm going through and one of those like bleh, where you just put everything out there and it's just like in a rant. So I sent him like a 5-minute rant. That's a new word that I'm using, rant. I think I don't like it that much. It doesn't have that great of energy. I'm going to take it out. So I sent him like a 5-minute cry ball fest text message. And he was so cute. He's so sweet. I love it. I love that he takes his time. Like he'll listen to it and he doesn't, straight away just give me, he thinks about it. And I like that. So I like that he takes his time and waits for it to resonate, and then he gives me, and he always gives me the best advice, just the most sound advice. And he knows just how to calm me down. And then, and he's funny too. He's got like this really good sense of humor. You see, there's nobody in the world that we are more compatible with than that has more potential than this relationship. This relationship is like it's like pure bliss. Um, when it gets to its even point, it's like being with your other self. Everything's open. Everything's out in the open. There's no yet the love there, the bond there is so strong. And I was laying it on thick yesterday, and he was taking it. He was taking it. I was laying it on thick. And he took it. He took it. He took it. And he didn't run away. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, but it was also because we get each other so well that it was like funny between us because I was laying it on, but it was all like it was in a cool atmosphere. Yeah, not like really sappy and heart wrenching. Yeah, it was in a flirty kind of way. I'm learning how to flirt. I'm learning how to flirt. I'm also learning how to lay down like boundaries. That's something that I'm learning. See how much we're learning on this trip. So anyway, to continue with my story. So he just got into like a silly mode after that, and he started sending me message after message after message after message of him going on and on and on and on. And he was saying all sorts of stuff, that everything that your twin says, it hits you in different levels and it like clears your head out because it's like your other half telling you common sense. And because you think so much alike, your common sense is similar. So when you hear them, and it doesn't matter whatever he says, he could be telling a stinking story about something and it's hitting me on all these different levels. And it's not even a story about me. It's just the way that his mind works. It's the same way that my mind works. If he has his mind worked out in one direction, then, and he talks in that direction, then, and I have anything in that part that is screwed up, then it clears the path out. And that's the pain. That's the pain. He was explaining to me yesterday about how when we continuously think of a thought over and over and over and over, it like makes that path, that neuron path in your mind connected, and it also builds like this is me and my interpretation, right? So let's say, yeah, go look it up. But there's something about it builds fatty tissue around it to solidify that thought in place, because it's a thought that we're always thinking. So your brain knows to put it in automatic. And so when we are going in between these worlds, it's like we're going in between two different, there are two worlds that are simultaneously, and you can pass through to a different way of looking, a different way of, it's a different perspective. It's like you connect to a different vibration that is all around us anyway. And when you connect to that different vibration, all of a sudden you go into this simultaneous dimension that is right next to this dimension. But, from that dimension, you can see into this dimension, but from this dimension, you can't see that one. And not only that, we've lived this dimension before. So when you pass through into the new dimension, when you know something, you already know how to see it. And you know where all its broken parts are. And you know where all its light is. So it's because you've been there. So anyway, so I was all like, and then I found out, I have all these other things going on that I'm going through, like this really difficult time in the 3D with financially, and I don't want to get into that. I'm pulling, okay, I'm cleaning out that. Okay, so I really wanted to see him. I really wanted to see him. So I offered him to go with me to the hot springs. We go there quite a bit, and um, and he hawed a whole bunch. He always haws a whole bunch to see how he feels. He hawed a whole bunch. I told him that I had to pick up my son and take him into Tiberias anyway, and then I would pick him up and we could go, because then I had to pick up my other son at Sima. So he said, we'll see, and this and that, and he wants to get some stuff done. He wants to go do all sorts of things. All sorts of things. It doesn't matter the details. Anyway, when I dropped off my son, I still didn't have a definite answer for him, so I called him, and he hawed a little bit, and then he said, no, I think I'll stay here. I want to finish some stuff I'm working on. And so I was at this intersection where I could either take right or left. Like if I take left, it's to go get him. And I stood in the middle of the intersection, and I said, can I talk you into it? I really want to see you, and stuff like something mushy like that. And he goes, and then he he said, okay. So I got to his place, and he was making something to eat. So we sat and we had lunch together, which was really, really nice. And I love his space. I love his place. And so then, anyway, we had a blast. We had a blast. We always have such a good time together. He's so funny. He's so funny. And the thing is that he knows exactly how I work. And when you can let go and just be, it's like, it's the most comfortable, homey relationship in the world. It's the most important relationship. It's the most important relationship. The kids, it's also, I'm not taking from that, but it's different. The kids are always going to be there, and the connection is always there, the bond. But kids, you are supposed to raise and allow them slowly to take flight and go on to do their own things and not leave strings. I mean, there's always heart, you're always connected, but not leave strings that are like dependencies. Either way, there's the love connection, but without dependencies. And this relationship between your partner, your twin flame, is the only other person that really, truly gets you, really, truly on all levels, and can accept you, or has the potential to accept you the minute that they accept themselves. Because in order for them to accept you and love you, you're so much the same. You're just the same. You're mirror images of each other. So in order for me to accept him fully, then I have to accept me fully because we're the same. And in order, and the thing is, it's like a cycle thing too, because I love him. I just love him. And that's something that is just a given. That'll never change. As long as I'm here, that'll never change. That'll never change. Not on the other realms either. I can see that. On all the realms. It'll never change. He's me. But in a different experience, in a different body, he gets to do his own thing. And I get to do my own thing. We have different experiences. And and the thing is that the more I let go and just tell him, do your thing, because I love seeing him do his thing. He's just so awesome. He's like the neatest person in the world. He has all these interests and these things he likes doing, and little parts of things, and how things work, and he's got he's like really cool. He's like the coolest person. And the funnest thing is just to let him go and watch him do his thing because he's so funky. He's so funky. It's like watching somebody do like this really funky dance, and you just can't keep your eyes off of it because it's just so cute. He's so funky. He is so funky. He's so funky. And because he knows how my brain works, he does it on purpose. He sends me into like these laugh frenzies that I can't stop laughing. I just can't stop laughing. And then at the same time, I'm laughing. All of a sudden, my heart starts going, like realizing the connection and how much he does for me, and how he's teaching me to accept myself. I just have like this overflowing, like overwhelming feeling of just pure love, and that completely, it's healing me. I go into like these uh, like places where I just start bawling because it's just so overwhelming to feel that strength of love towards me. I can feel it because we're mirrors. I know how much I love him. It's an unbreakable bond. And he sees me. He sees me and he loves me. And I can't hide anything from him, because when I try to hide something from him, he knows exactly how my brain works, because I know exactly how his brain works. So when I try to hide something from him, he pulls it right out of there. And he's so funny. He's so funny. So we've never even kissed or anything. We spend time together, and it's the funnest. And I flirt with him. That's our thing. I don't know. I think he's learning to take it, and I'm learning to dish it out. I'm getting really good at this flirty thing because he's just so cute. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. He's just so cute. I get gushing like I have now. You see, this is what this relationship looks like. You start getting to the connection part, right? But no, what he says. Okay, so listen. This is a good one. I can already feel my heart going. That he says that he's not attracted. He's like he feels like we're a sister and brother. He's got taste and and uh, and very specific taste. And he's attracted to a lot of different things, right? But he's also a picker. He let me know that he gets, he's got his picker finger out. He picks. He's like the funniest person in the world. But I'm learning to take it too. So he says that I don't know if he actually ever really said it, but he hints around like this to give me off that, that that he feels like we're brother and sister. The truth is, I also feel like he's my brother, kind of, but I'm still attracted to him. See, that's all the twisty thing because he says I feel like you're my, like we're brothers and sister, like we're brother and sister, like siblings, like we're siblings. And see, I look at him like half, half. I don't really like. I don't know. I don't know. So this is like mind bendy because when you're going in between the two worlds, it's like mind bendy anyway. But this is like mind bendy. It's like he tells me something, and I don't really believe him. See, but the thing is that like he's saying it flat out to me, and I'm thinking, okay, he's telling me this. I need to believe him. That's what he's telling me. But then on all these other levels, he's saying different things. He's saying different things. And he's got like all these different personalities that he pulls out. And I'm starting to learn him. It's just that he's so complicated and he's got all these different moving parts. And every time I think I got him, he twists it all up and goes somewhere. He's like it's like you can't grasp him. And I'm laughing because I can just hear him in my head that grasping. That's what's so fun about this relationship. It's gnarly. It's like funky. It's funky. It's out of this world. It's it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's one of those things that you couldn't have ever imagined. Yeah, it's like your soul wanted it more than anything, and almost like well, now I'm starting to understand that your soul knew it was there because you can't yearn for something that doesn't exist. If you yearn for something, it exists. It's like two parts, it's like the two opposites. They're always, where there's a question, there's an answer. It might not be the answer you want, it might not be an answer that you can comprehend, might not be an answer. Once you're able to comprehend an answer, the answer comes on its own because the answers are around us all the time. It's just that we have to be able to comprehend them. Yeah, there's rhythm and rhyme and patterns everywhere in the universe. There's nothing that doesn't. There, everything that is lives within these patterns. The patterns of God, the patterns, everything that exists. And there are dimensions that are parallel that you can pass in between by changing your vibration and changing your vibration through changing your thought and emotion. And your thought and emotion work together. So you can change emotion through thought, you can pull it, or you can change thought through emotion. And they kind of work intertwined like this. And once you find that harmony in between thought and emotion, then you become the master because you get to tell, you can process things in your mind and you can process things in your heart, and you can work together with the mind and heart to find the pattern in it. to find the truth, to find the base level, or the um, harmony is a good word, but on like a scale where you find the even point, the balance. You can find balance. That was the word I was looking for. He is so cute and he is so funny, and we have such a good time together. It's like it's like heaven on earth. It really is. It really is. And it's moving over into this new world, and the jump from here to there. It's not. I don't even see it as a jump. It's like a shift. It's like a shift. You shift over from here to there, but while you go over, there's glitches. There's until you're able to make it completely over. And then I can already see, because I'm already peeking into the new dimension. I'm already mostly there. I just have glitches. It's also, the glitches are also in the physical mind. It's those neurons with the, that have been solidified. You have to break them apart also physically by stopping yourself from having those automatic thoughts. And it's just like weaning, it's just like quitting tobacco. It's the same thing. It's like weaning your mind into a different way of thinking. And it's painful because of that. Those neurons want to stay connected. They're dying. Their connection is withering. And this is a connection that's super strong. It's been there since you were in your early childhood. So that in that disconnect, it's just like anything. It's just like getting a divorce. See, when you find the patterns of the universe, they're everywhere. So it's just like getting a divorce. You're weaning yourself off this other person. You're weaning yourself off of tobacco. You're weaning yourself off of thinking this certain way. You're weaning yourself off of caffeine. You're weaning yourself off of drugs. You're weaning yourself out of your weaknesses into a new way of thinking, where when you control your emotions with your thought and emotions working together, first of all, then your emotions are working. So you can trust your emotions, that they will lead you. Once you clean your thoughts and your emotions, then you can trust in yourself to lead you using your emotions. If you don't feel good about this, you know in your mind that you've already done all the processes, that your emotions are in sync with truth, or with harmony of the universe, in sync with these patterns. So, and is looking out for your higher good. You're holding on to a vibration. So once you can, in your mind, trust your gut, right? And this is going back to my twin, that I like that he waits. Yeah, that he doesn't just, he waits. A lot of times he just shoots out, but that's with the smaller things. With the more important things, he thinks about it until he has the answer, and I so appreciate that, because it gives me a lot of trust. He is the person in the world now that I trust the most. There's no one in the world that I trust more than him. And he's still working on trust with me, but I can understand why. Because I still have places in me that I have error of thought. And I know that because there's places in me that aren't complete. Like, I still have fog in certain areas. Or he shows me all sorts of different points that I'm not being 100% authentic in. And I'm learning to listen, because first of all, I know that he has my good intention. And second of all, because every single time he's ever said something like that to me, even if it took me a week to do the processing, in the end, I saw that he was right. And I understand also because of me rising into the place that he is. Because every time that he shows me something and I see that it's right, then it becomes my right, because I already see that it's right. When you learn something, you can't unlearn it. And I'm starting to move over into a different vantage point. It's like I'm looking over into life from a different vantage point. And from this vantage point, I can see everything that I've ever worked through in others. And when you can see so clearly in others the things that you've already worked through, you can help them work through it. Now, in my gift, I have the gift of gab. Like I can see through it, and I can explain it to you in a way that is loving. And sometimes when I see that somebody's not ready to accept it, I just don't say anything, because I can already see that person, because when you go through all the steps, you know the order of things. So you can see something on this level, and somebody that's on this level is not going to comprehend this. And you can tell that and sometimes on these levels, there's nothing you can do other than just be yourself and show them what you look like, what it looks like to be upright, which is probably the best thing that you could do. They'll have to figure it out from that step on their own. It's so far away from here that there's no, there's like it's not worth your, it's just something that they're gonna have to do on their own. And I say it out of love. There's just nothing for me to do. Not because I can't. I mean, not because I don't want to, or it's just that's the way of things. And my life is too important. I can't get stuck on, when there's somebody that is here, and all you have to do is like do a little twist and show them something, and they make a massive jump to here. I love doing that. And if I get, and a lot of people, when you're way down in the lower vibrations, you're in these loops. Like I was in alcohol, they're loops. And to get from there to here, there is a long way in between, a long process. And once you get on the process, you don't have to worry about it because it happens on its own. As long as you are a truth seeker, you're not going to be able to stop, because once you see that you're in loops, you start seeing more and more and more of them. And the more loops you solve in yourself, the the more the sweeter the taste, the more you want to find more loops. Okay, so it looks like my battery is down to 5%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here. And I think that I might record another video because I'm on a roll. And so I'm going to go make me coffee. Maybe I'll meditate. We'll see. And then maybe I'll have more to say, because this is a good day. This is a good day. I think that my twin is like my muse. Every time I see him, but you see I'm all gushy. He's just so cute. He's just the cutest thing. He's just the cutest thing. See why this relationship is so worth it. It's like, he's just the cutest thing. That when you can lay down your armor and just be, and that's the thing, that we can pull him into synchronicity too, just by laying down all your armor. Not be cynical, just saying the truth. The truth is, this person is the person that you love the most. And in the beginning of this journey, you fear the most, because they have the most ability to hurt you. Because every place that they touch that isn't pure hurts. But it's all about purifying yourself. So that's why we're the lucky ones. We have this mirror to work with. This mirror to come back and work on our own selves. And then the when you're purified and you move into this other dimension, it's the most beautiful feeling in the world. It's like living in pure bliss. It's like your happiest moments, any happiest moments that you have, in your life where you're like super happy and you just completely let go and you're free, it feels like that, but continuously. It's worth it. It's worth it. And, it's like, first of all, it's dependent on each other because you can't get with your twin, get your twins, that graspy thing again. You can't without purifying yourself. And by purifying yourself, you're setting yourself free. And you get to be with your twin because it's also a mirror. When you set down your armor, your twin has nothing to grasp. If you're, and what does setting down your armor mean? It means like being completely truthful. And in the places that come in and they hurt you because you're out of sync with nature, you're out of sync with these patterns, just be willing to go through the pain immediately and say, okay, I'm going to set that thought right. Admitting with yourself, it's lowering your ego. And that is the path. That is the path. Take the I out of it. We are all one. Take the I out of it and allow the things to come in and hit you truthfully. I know. Sending you lots and lots and lots of love. And I'm going to continue to record this process. So subscribe and then you'll get, I make a lot of videos. I just do this intuitively. I figure that whoever needs whichever thing that comes, we'll find it at the right time. So I know I put up a lot of videos, so you don't have to watch all the videos. Because I know sometimes I put up a few a day, and then other times I don't because I'm off on some loop. Anyway, so subscribe, and then you can continuously get my videos. And I'm sending you lots and lots and lots of love. I know this journey is that's all I have to say about that.